National Innovation Strategy. The nation station Oman FM with the cooperation of the Research Council presents Innovation Roadmap, an introduction to National Innovation Strategy from the Research Council.
Hello and welcome to Innovation Roadmap, a program brought to you by the Research Council with Radio Sultanate of Oman. It is indeed yet another aspect we are going to be looking into today, and on the Innovation Roadmap, a weekly radio program that is brought to you in collaboration with Radio Sultanate of Oman. We've been discussing initiatives of the National Innovation Strategy and the contribution of the various institutions to the Sultanate's innovation ecology. Today, we are meeting up with His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Service. Welcome to our program.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I'm happy to be with you today, and hopefully we can elaborate our role as a Ministry of Civil Service with the Research Council and their strategy to implement in Oman.
Ministry of Civil Service has a lot of roles, different roles, and it is interesting that along with the changing times, the role is also increasing.
Yes.
And different. So can you describe the role of the Ministry of Civil Service in the national innovation ecology as an enabler?
Yes. Thank you for this question. As you are aware, Ministry of Civil Service is one of the important ministries in the government. It is the upper hand for the 39 ministries. We are maybe the upper hand for them in terms of we are the Ministry of conducting the law and the regulations. Mm-hmm. And also we are the ministry that linking between the ministries in terms of the HR and in terms of the communication between each ministry. Saying that, also the role of the Ministry of Civil Service is important for the hierarchy of these ministries.
Okay.
Any change in the hierarchy of these ministries, partially or completely, they have comes through us and we have to study it. And also the ministry role, it is important because we are in the upper hand for the HR of the government. In the terms of training and the planning for training and also enhancing the capabilities of the employee. Also, the importance of our ministry is because of that quality assurance department that we have, that which maybe the council research fit to this department in how to promote the quality and how to improve the performance of the government through this department. There are several ministries that have the ISO 9001, and we are working about National Excellence Model. I will speak about it later on, about the initiative that our ministry is carrying on. And overall, the ministry is important because of this highlight I mentioned to you, and also because of the High Civil Service Council, which is headed by the Minister of Diwan. This council is important because it has the power to change in the regulations, not the law. The law should be changed by His Majesty because it comes by decree. But for the regulations, for the day-to-day work, this council has the power to implement and also to alternate. So this is the overall our ministry role, and also the other body important for our ministry is that our institution for training, it is independent. It has a board, but it is also important because we have to plan for the training. They are conducting the training courses. And why the council research is important for us, and we are important for them, they pay us a visit, I think, 2 weeks back. And we agreed in that meeting that we establish a team between the Ministry of Civil Service and the council research to do a roadmap how we'd like to implement the key issues for them and also for the ministries. And also in that meeting we agreed that we appoint that the head of the DG of the quality department to be our focal point between them and us.
Okay.
And also because we know all the obstacles in the government, and we know all the challenges in the government, and we know what are the solutions for the government. I mean the 39 ministries, which comes nearly 175,000 employees at the moment.
39
ministries
and
175,000 employees. Women's from that it is 47%.
Almost equal.
Yeah, the percentage of the women, and it is going up, to be honest. It's growing. It's not declining. So we have a problem, to be honest. Okay.
It's very healthy for the women.
Yeah.
So Ministry of Civil Service is actually one of the best enablers to bring in innovation, because you're present in all the ministries and 175,000 people.
Yes.
That's a huge number. So with all that innovation that's happening in and around Oman, is it being given a special consideration how we operate, how we function today in terms of technology and e-commerce, e-government?
See, innovation now at the moment, it is not a choice. It is a must. If you want your country, if you want your organization to be healthy and to be advanced, that you have the innovation should be one of your main pillars in your agenda and in your plans and your strategy. I will come also to speak about the vision of Oman 2040. It's one of the main pillars for Oman 2040 is innovation.
Okay.
And our resources that HR, the human being resources. Because if you have the money and you have the other resources and you don't have the right people, then you will have a really big challenge, So you have to have the right people. And you have to have the right tools for training them. You have to create the right environment for them, and also you have to have other resources that to enable them. Saying that, to have a very smooth 2040 vision for Oman to be conducted, that we have for the next 2 years, 2019 and 2020, we have to work fast and hard in raising the capabilities of our HR, and also trying to find ways to enhance our productivity and finding more ways to deliver our service in a much faster, easier, friendly for our end users. And also we need to find ways to how to simplify our procedures and our operations in the government level, and also how we can work as a government as one team, not as isolated bodies, So innovation in this, my understanding, it is not about IT or high-tech. It's all on our life circle.
Even the thinking process.
Yes, in the family, in our working, it is everywhere now, and we have to be alert every day, and we have to try. For instance, for our ministry, with the financial crisis we have over the world and Oman, so there was shrinking in the training finance. So we think how we can overcome this problem. So we make a program with nearly 13 private big companies in the country. And we have a MOU with them to train on-job training for the government people.
Okay.
Start from 1 week to 1 month, like PTO, like Shell International, like Ooredoo, Omantel, Oman Arab Bank, even the media, Roya. So we have 21 sectors, to be honest. We are conducting them. Also, we have several projects with these big private companies to have the know-how and also to exchange our views between them, between the government and the private sector. We have to work together.
So the thinking process changes too.
Of course. So we have to work together now, and we have to be more focused, and we have to work for several projects. And maybe if the time help us, I can touch some of the projects that we are working now with PTO or with Shell International in this field.
Great.
The other thing, for instance, our institution for training, for instance, is the first project to be on the government level that in base of lease for 50 years for Asas company. It's a project of 45 million. The government spending nothing in this project. We are building state-of-art institution, hotels and a mall, and also training institution for 20,000 capacity to train around the year. And of course this will be free of charge for our institution.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break and be right back. You're listening to Innovation Roadmap, and our guest is His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Services.
The National Innovation System requires the harmonization and integration of innovation policies. You are listening to the National Innovation Strategy.
You're listening to Innovation Roadmap, and our guest is His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Service, and has just given us an example on how innovation works when the funding gets tougher. Collaborate with the private sector, and there you got the training program going on without any hindrance. Sir, could you tell us about the new department the Ministry of Civil Service has for institutional innovation? Why was it established?
Yes, we were thinking about this department 2 years back, to be honest.
Okay.
The reason for that, first of all, we'd like to have the mindset for the people and for our employee about the importance of the innovation. And secondly, we would like to have a real rule for this department, not just show department, and we have nothing to do with this. That's why we make the right objectives for this department. And now we are in the process that we make programs for the employee or the people who are going to be in this department, for the government sectors as a whole, not only for our ministry. So it is a road model, to be honest. This is with the collaboration with our training institution, the one I mentioned before, and also with the council research. So the idea is that this department will lead the rule for all the ministries, and also it will has clear objectives that we would like to implement within the next 2 years, and to be ready for the new Vision Oman 2040. It's not the idea about competence word, just our to enhance our ranking. It is to be honest, it is we would like to deliver right mechanism that for the benefit of the end users, and also for the employee themselves inside the ministries and between each other. So the rule is that how we can make the right tool, the right training, the right plan to enhance the environment for our employee between the government itself, between the government and society. Finally, that will reflect the ranking of the government on the country. As you know, we are now 47, the ranking government. That's a big achievement. I think 14 we jumped.
A leap of 14 points.
And some of them of this ranking, you have to be proud of it. For example, for the crime, number one globally, and also for instance, for the road, the quality of the road, number 8 globally, worldwide. If we go to the judicial system, we are number 1 in Arabic world, and 14 worldwide. We are really, I think last year we make a big effort inside the government and outside the government to enhance our productivity on the government level and also the private sector. So going back to your question, is not temporarily. This department will be for permanent, and I think we have a clear map for it, and also we have a clear criteria for the people who have to run this department, and we are thinking that we are going to achieve a good result for the benefit of the country. Of course, this is we'll have a big talk with the council research about it. As I mentioned to you, we have a meeting, and this is one of the focal areas that we have to be focused on it.
Innovation also mean work smart, simple and slim. How easy has it been to implement changes to bring in institutional innovation? Are people ready for change?
It's difficult, to be honest, to change a habit, first of all. I mean, it's easy to speak about you want to reduce your weight
Yes.
as a change.
Yes.
But when you come to the food and to the relaxation,
Yes.
I'm sure we are facing, all of us, problem how to conduct ourselves and how to implement ourselves in this area. So it is the same. Changing it is always its challenge. But you have to lead by example, to encourage your colleague and other employee. It is everywhere, it's challenges. It's not only in Oman, private sector, the government level. But saying that, it means that we shouldn't stop. I will give you some of the project or initiatives that you are working on it at the moment. It is changing the mindset of our employee. There are 3 huge projects at the moment. The government, they are working on it.
Okay.
The first project, to be honest, that they call it the budgeting for program and performance. At the moment, the government is working on only financing budgeting.
Okay.
What does it mean? It means that the new budgeting that will be implemented in 2021, we are ready. There is a plan for it. Now, nearly 14 ministries, they are in this project. And we are conducting this project with the Ministry of Finance. They are the owner for this project with us at the Ministry of Civil Service. It means that you have to have your own programs as a ministry on the government level, on the state level, and you have to have criteria to have which are more program important for the government and for the society.
Okay.
And also it means that it has to have a responsible for this program, and it has to have initiative, and it has to have also clear result for this program. So there is a responsibility also for this program. And finally, you have to announce what is the outcome of this program. So the budgeting performs and program, it means that you have criteria about your national agenda money, how it will go.
Okay.
It will be a clear criteria about your projects on the national agenda, what are the priorities for these. And it will be chasing for you as responsible for this program. And finally, you have to show what is you are delivering for the society and for the government. So it is a clear one, it is a very responsible one. Some of the states, they fail in conducting this budgeting performance budget.
Okay.
But we, Oman, take it as a phases. We started last year, and hopefully we can be live by 2021.
Okay.
So this is one of the key pillar projects that we have in Oman. This is mindset, to change the people, how to have the money and how you have to spend the money.
Okay.
And you have to also, what is your rules with the other ministries? It is not about only my ministry, so you have to work together. You are working for
As a
our
unit,
country.
yes.
You are not working isolated by yourself. So this is changing in the concept, and it is, that's why I told you some of the states, so they fail in implementing this in budgeting for programs and performance because they are not ready. The mindset is not there. It needs a lot of training. It needs a lot of passion. It needs a lot of tools also, that you have good systems, and you have to also take it gradually. You cannot just as a parachuting. In 1 year you will implement it. That's why we are taking for 4 years plan.
So would all of them, the 175,000 employees, go through such trainings?
To implement this one, we need two systems. So these two systems that we as the Ministry of Civil Service, the owner of these systems, so that the budgeting for performance and the program to work, we need two systems.
Yes.
First, we need a system for KPIs for each employee.
Okay.
175,000 employee.
Okay.
We need to have appraisal system. We have to have SMART goals for each employee.
Yes.
And we have to have also a path career for each employee. This is one of the systems, to KPIs for each employee. So the SMART goals objectives. This is a project. It was a collaboration with PTO and Shell International, as I mentioned in the beginning.
Okay.
We are supervising this project free of charge.
Okay.
And we are taking it as also gradually. So we will be by 2020 as the whole government ready to implement this SMART goals initiative for each employee.
Very interesting.
The other one, if there is a time,
Yes, sir.
we need the KPIs for each ministry. So it is
independently.
Independent. So these are the KPIs for each employee. Now there is a KPI for each ministry. And this initiative, we collaboration with the private sector. We came to create a national excellence model based on the European excellence model. We took from the European excellence model, it is 9 pillars or 9 criteria. We took 6 of them, and we said we will start with the 6. One of them is the innovation pillar.
Okay.
And the second is about the HR, about your resource. The third about leadership and strategic planning. The fourth is about the governance. You have to have a effective governance system. And the fifth about the services for your employee or for your client. And finally about the operation. Operation also is kind of innovation. So it is 6. And for each pillar we have SMART questionnaires, and also we have evaluation system for each ministry. And by the end of the day, that you will have a report as a ministry. Where are your strengths? Where is your weaknesses? In each these 6 pillars as I mentioned to you, and also comparing your ministry with the other ministries inside Oman and outside Oman, regionally and globally.
Okay.
So that will give you also, and also about the government itself. So that will give you the ministry itself to work hard, to also to be ranking much better, and also performance much better. And of course, this system also we are taking it gradually for the next 3 years. So by the end of 2020, we hope that we have 3 initiatives working together, which is the budgeting, programming, performance initiative. And also we have KPIs for each employee, and we have KPIs for each ministries. All this together, this has to lead to be ready for Vision Oman 2040. That will be easy to implement the first 5-year plan for Oman 2040, which will be number 10.
Excellent. So we'll take a short break, and our guest is His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Service. Stay with us. You're listening to Innovation Roadmap.
Innovation is future new oil. You are listening to the National Innovation Strategy.
Welcome back to Innovation Roadmap, and we are speaking to our guest here, His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Services. And before we wrap it up, of course, I must congratulate you on the 48th anniversary of Oman's National Day.
Thank you very much. It is really inspiring for each employee and each citizen and non-citizen in this land that about 48 national. It is really a big achievement led by His Majesty, because I live the two arena before His Majesty and after His Majesty, and I saw the real difference. Maybe our children will not notice this,
Right.
but we are appreciating, and everybody, I think, in this country appreciating what His Majesty done for this country.
And our concluding question, of course,
Okay.
we've talked about the ministries, we've talked about employees as general, but as an individual, there is going to be a rating for their performance too, I suppose. How would you describe individual promotion? Is there a new approach to gauge innovation at individual level in reference to key performance indicator? So if people listen to us right now, they'll know exactly what to do.
Yes, I think because of our topic, innovation, and I have to salute now the Research Council for their efforts, to be honest, and their also passion to change our country into one of the leading countries, the top 20 by 2040. This is really something that we'd love to be. We see it if we are living that time. But I'm really confident that we can achieve it by 2040 for so many reasons that maybe I mentioned before, but mainly maybe because we have all the resources and all the right foreign policy and internal policy, so we don't have any excuse not to reach this target by 2040. Answering your questions, I mentioned that we have a new initiative with BDO and Shell, a new appraisal system that smart goals and also career path for each employee that will be linked with our incentives.
Okay.
So I'm sure that because of the development we are facing inside Oman and outside Oman, we cannot keep going with the same system of appraisal that everybody have to have a promotion.
Because it's a great system right now, right? After certain years, you get it.
I think it will not be logic, and it is not also fair, to be honest. So your work will tell if you have the right to be promoted or not. So this is this is how you are going to judge people. You have to judge them not through subjective, through real facts.
Okay.
The real fact, this is our system that we are developing now with BDO and Shell, that you have smart goals, and you know about these goals, and you have a contract between the employee and his boss, and you have a frame time for that, and your boss also, he is responsible for this. He shouldn't leave you by the end of the year and he say, where's your result? No, he have to also chase you, and he have also to enhance your body, guide you, and he have to also to give you the right training and the right also guidance to help you to deliver what you already signed for it. So finally, I think will be a percentage for each ministry that you can promote based on the evidence and the clear evidence that you deliver. And of course, there will be a few people that they are above, so they are your talent, your real asset.
Okay.
And this you have to look to them in a different way, because this really they are your asset, and you have to enhance their capabilities, and you have to give them the right environment to stay with you and also to protect more and more. I'm sure by 2020 the system will be different. And
very competitive,
and you have to work hard to get a promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's on a positive note, because this means each person matter. No one's just going to be forgotten and be in a corner just because they are employed. Everyone will be
it's in your hand.
It's in your hand
to determine your future.
Okay.
If you have the passion and you have the willings, fine. But if you want to be in the relaxed corner, it is your choice.
Something that will not be happening, because this is a new change. Change itself is new. So that's the trend we're going.
Yes.
With innovation in the Ministry of Civil Service. Our guest has been His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam al-Busaidi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Civil Services. Once again, sir, thank you very much for being here with us. and giving us your insight and experience. And congratulations on the 48th anniversary.
Thank you. It's my pleasure always to be with you. And I hope also for all the success for your program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you have been with Innovation Roadmap, brought to you by Radio Sultanate of Oman with the Research Council. Innovation Roadmap will bring you back lots and lots of new concepts and innovative thoughts.
National Innovation Strategy. The nation station Oman FM with the cooperation of the Research Council presents Innovation Roadmap, an introduction to national innovation strategy from the Research Council.